Monthly courses designed to help you read yourself. Book now.
Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. You already know what's going down, man. It is the initiates. I'm here with three of my favorite guys. Got my boy Bree, Sacred Serpent, AD. We here to talk this spiritual miracle, really, but try to help people and really give people awareness is what's going on spiritually, astrologically, in an occult world, but give you a modern day spin to it because in this world, it's a lot of people talking about old ass Bobby Hemmett videos. No disrespect, but we in the here and now. So we need conscious information for the here and now with enlightened individuals ready to kick that information. So if you got any questions, comments, or concerns, we gonna light you up in the chat. And donate to the channel, super chat us up, things of that nature. I'm sure these fellas will let you know their cash apps and things of that nature, they IGs, support these brothers. But before we get into that, man, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, and whoever want to go first, go ahead and rock out. But please, not with your cock out. Pause.
Yeah, pause. Yeah, on that for sure. Welcome everybody. It's your boy E. You can go ahead and check me out on my YouTube and Instagram. Paravin's Book Club you got below. Just a young brother, man, out here just trying to educate and learn myself at the same time and having fun and trying to build with a community. So check out my other brothers, man. They so hard working, bro. It just inspires me to work harder. So enjoy the show and join our Discord, man, where we always chat every week. Always got content. Everyone else sharing their thing, showing their content. No scamming, no porn. Let's get it.
The link is pinned in the chat, and it's also the first link in my description. Join the Discord because it's not going to be popping unless you join it. We looking for you to join the Discord. Give us the information, give us the energy so we can, have the conversations. After this video is over, we can still talk, We can build, we can, discuss things. And we had it popping back in the days with the Slack, but we bringing it back with the Discord. But go ahead, Jabri or Serpent.
Yeah, I'm Breeze. You can follow me on Instagram, Jabriji. That's JABRIJI. Representing the Hero Fans Book Club. Yeah, and everything you want to know about me, you can find it in that link tree. I do tarot readings and I do natal readings. Um, yeah, man, and this esoteric stuff is very fun to me. I love sharing information with people, uh, finding ways to make it simple. Um, yeah, that's my spiel. I'll turn on my camera after I'm done eating this salad.
Type shit. Type shit. I feel you. I'm about to eat, so I'm gonna cut my camera off at a certain point too. So it's all good.
What's really good is the Sacred Serpent. You already know Sacred Serpent Media, and I am 1/4 of the initiates, and I am really excited about this talk. It's been a while since I've been around my brothers, so let's get it. I'll shade to the family.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Before we get it, let's shout out to Angel Army. Let's shout out to Tate Dreaming. Let's shout out to Carmen and those of y'all watching in the shadows. We love y'all with our deepest hearts. You feel me? Now, the conversation that we about to have, we're going to set the table with the astrology, and then we're going to explain it in realistic terms. But in order to deal with the astrology, we're going to have to talk about it point by point, piece by piece. And there's no better quad of brothers that I would talk astrology with other than Jabri, AD, and Sacred. But this particular energy, this particular chart, is very important alignment that's taking place, and a lot of people is talking about the new moon solar eclipse, which nothing to play with. It's a powerful alignment, but this probably might be just as powerful, or dare I say, more powerful if we're dealing with the energy. And that conjunction is Jupiter, Uranus, and Sidereal, Aries. But I'm not even going to be the one to break it down. I'm going to have AD break it down and just give us the overall synopsis of this particular energy, AD. And I'm just trying to get it to where, there we go. See if we can just focus in on the chart.
And you said Uranus of Aries, right?
I mean Jupiter and Uranus.
Jupiter and Uranus. So when we think about these two planets, first, like, you gotta understand like just two planets in general, so you can understand their energies conjuncting, because we have two planets connecting right now in this chart. So conjunctions are a very strong thing, especially in astrology, to help you understand. So, and you are the conjunction. But let's start with Jupiter, right? First, if we could think our minds is on Jupiter, because we have to break down each planet. So when we think about Jupiter, to make it easy, let's put it in like in words, right? I am always expanding, or I'm always in creating. So, and that fits a Jupiter and Aries right now. Right now, you can create and start the life that you want and create the change, because Uranus understands, and to understand Uranus simply is I'm always awakening. I'm always creating new understandings of myself, because Uranus helps us connect to a power within ourselves that we must resonate with to create change. Because a lot of people are like suffering from, or not even suffering, dealing with change from last year. So how can we even think about another way Jupiter connects with us, brothers, or breeze? Like, what is Jupiter to you?
Yeah. So Jupiter, like some keywords: expansion, wisdom, material benefit in some sort of way, luck. Jupiter, a big thing with Jupiter is I said, okay, higher learning. And then also I want to say like a deeper emotional understanding, of where you want to go, where you want to be. Because your emotions is what drives you, you know what I mean? So what you feel in your heart, you know what I mean, as far as like what you want for yourself in your life. And Jupiter is like showing up for all your relationships, you know, people at work, you know, your mama, you know, your little sister, um, the friends that you have, you know what I mean? Understanding that what you do affects them on a certain level, you know, and just being able to show up for them. That's why Jupiter is associated with expansion. It's able to be in a lot of different places. You know what I mean? But that's what I would say about Jupiter. And then with Uranus, it's the awakening. You know, Uranus takes 84 years to get through a sign, or I'm sorry, to go around the whole zodiac. Excuse me. Um, so it's a slow moving planet, man, and it's not that close to us. Um, and I believe wherever Uranus is, it's important to really um, take some time and try to figure out what's the meaning of it. And it's in Aries, so it's like a dawn of a new age. You know, this is the first sign. This is where you really can make that next move in your life. You know, just like really, it's really just kicking in the door for your dreams. That's what I would say. This conjunction is kick in the door for your dreams, you know, and be intuitive about it. You know what I mean? Don't try to logically make some shit happen. You know what I mean? Like be intuitive and then apply your logic to whatever your intuition is telling you.
100%, 100%. Because you know it's new territory, it's new energy, it's new frontierism, and those concepts you are never really prepared. So it's like Jupiter conjunct Uranus, like historically when working with charts, these represent times in your life where you're like, damn, I was not expecting that at all. You know,
For sure. And I think that's the reason why being intuitive at this time is very key, because mentally you only gonna think about, you only gonna apply your experience to it, your past experiences to the future. And sometimes that stops you from experiencing a new reality.
mhm.
And it's really like being in this place of like always being in a place of like expecting the unexpected, you know, being comfortable while being uncomfortable, even like when you're in a place of like you know you good, you got everything packed up, but like you only got there because you have a plan and strategy. You know, we was talking about having like we was talking about heaven, and is retirement a form of heaven? And retirement is like depends on certain things. If you have to retire, or is that time for you to retire for work, but it's under the key aspects of like you plan what you're going to put yourself in because of your choices. So even the new things in your life, you might not know what you're going to do the next day or even far on before that. But having a glimpse of what you want and what you're going to do and planning out certain things, like having my car ready, having the house fixed in certain areas, planning for money, even doing certain things to make some money on the side. Those small things help you, and that's what this time speaks about. It's like walking into a new age, but it's the age you can plan.
I agree.
Aries rules the head, it rules the mind, it rules intuition, and all like law of attraction endeavors. Because victim consciousness or hive mind consciousness is saying, "Oh, since we a black man, we got to experience this," or because we black people, we got to experience this. But the reality is that there are 9 billion people and counting on Earth, and there is no one set way of living. So the ways for which you have to unlearn and really approach life, if you're able to do that, you can get what you want. You can get the relationship that you want, you can get the life that you want and all of these things. But the reality of Jupiter, I would always say, is that it comes with a sword. It's chopping down that old shit. So if you want a new relationship, it's probably going to chop down your old relationship. If you want a new job, it's probably going to chop down your old job. You know what I'm saying? Niggas. Anyways, but yeah, is Uranus comes with a sword. Uranus comes with a disposition of ending the old. Expansion comes at a cost, and Uranus is going to cut hard too. It's going to awaken you, like Uranus in the sixth house or Uranus in the seventh house, because these energies play in the first house, but they also play in your seventh house. So Jupiter in the first house, Uranus in the first house is also these energies in Libra. So what type of chart do you have? Like, what type of placements do you have in Libra? Or what type of desires do you have in relationships? Because one will also say, because we were talking about this earlier, 3 of Wands, 2 of Wands represent law of attraction cards. But if you really think about it, you might see a fat person with a very beautiful woman because internally he's that nigga for real, right? You might look to you as fat, but she pick up on, oh, this nigga really, really him. You know, I got me one, because that law of attraction is there. And you're more prone to see a confident, heavy-set man with an attractive woman. And usually you wouldn't even understand it. But if you understand Aries and Libra, your inner is going to come out in your relationships, or lack thereof too.
Agreed, and I like that you mentioned Libra because just a key with dealing with astrology, always deal with the other sign, always deal with its polarity because it'll give you more insight on that sign that stands alone per se. Because Aries is the emperor, Libra is adjustment. So Aries representing power, and what kind of adjustments have to be made in order to assume a certain level of power. We want power, but could you imagine having the powers of Superman, but you just wanted to just bullshit? You can't have
your mind ain't right. Like your mind ain't even on saving the world.
Yeah,
like, but you got superhero strength.
Yeah,
but you trying to figure it out with your baby mama type deal.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, you. So the power matches the responsibility.
100%.
The more things you're responsible for in life, the more power you have in life.
Mm-hmm.
And then also planets conjuncting is going to only expand that. So embrace those responsibilities. They're important.
I was just about to say responsibility. Like, what are you responsible for? Who are you responsible for? Because the average person is barely responsible for themselves. And then, this is why people who have children generally fare better than people who don't have children, even though it's counterintuitive, because the mere fact that you're responsible for another person, you're going to then take life more seriously, where a young person might just play video games or just chill and just whatever, blah, blah, blah. But if you had kids, you'd be like, nah, I can't even do this because I got to motherfucking take care of these kids. Right. But if you think about it, this is what I would try to say to young niggas, eventually you're going to have kids. And eventually you're going to think about the time that you was just chilling, like, damn, I could have been doing blah, blah, blah. Like, this nigga Jabri, chemical engineer, right? Like, that's something that is going to benefit him 40 years from now. You feel me? And his children is going to benefit from that. So he's good. You know what I'm saying? He's doing the work for his future lineage. Now, he might not know it, he might not understand it, but it is what it is. But that is emperor type shit. To not be like, all right, I don't got no kids. I don't got a wife, but I'm gonna act like I do. And if you a young nigga and you position yourself like that, the world is yours because you automatically responsible for your wife and kids. They not there yet though, but eventually they gonna come and they gonna be like, "Daddy, can I have? Daddy, I need you." Your girl gonna be saying that type shit, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like, but you
We ain't talking
responsible
about
for
boys up. We talking about emperoring up.
emperor and up. That's new.
Kingdoms.
That's new lingo.
Kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
Plural, nigga.
That's what it's about. Kingdom building, right? But you got to incorporate people within your kingdom, or else you an incel basically. You just kind of don't care about life in society. You just in your own bliss,
Your
and
favorite
that's a dangerous place for a young black man. I'm gonna tell you, to be in his own bliss.
It's your favorite rapper.
Your favorite, your little cousin. You know what I'm saying? Just in his own world.
And then also, like, to even think about the Emperor card itself, the Hebrew letter that is pointing to Zadi, which that means fish hook. So, like, with the fish hook and the metaphor that they're saying, you have to constantly, like, search for the unknown, throw your hook into the waters, and constantly search for information. You have to, like, literally, like, pick through the fungus, pick through the clutter, and understand, like, where you're going for yourself, where you're creating for yourself. Because, like, as you bring up wanting to be that husband, being that person, being that caretaker, you're going to have to learn how to do those things, as you're imagining who you are. When you take on that title, you have to do those things that fit that. It's like a form of law of attraction. It's like, if you want to be a boxer, you're going to go to the gym. You're going to get you some gloves. You're going to get you some home equipment. You're going to be shadow boxing all the time. You're going to make sure you run. You're going to be like, what does a boxer do? You're not comparing yourself to everybody else. You're understanding what the title is, comparing yourself to that, and not even getting stuck into semantics and idle things. It's more of understanding, like, the structure you're creating for yourself. Because at the end of the day, people are going to try to judge you. And you need to have a structure inside your mind that you judge yourself on and how you be better each day. You don't want nobody saying, like, all types of bullshit towards you. And you like, man, they don't. And you let it affect you. You like, man, they don't even know me, but, like, is it true? So you just can't get caught in that.
100%.
They don't serve you.
150%.
So when I think about that, when I think about Jupiter, the first thing I think about is expansion and incorporation. But then I also think about the sickle, right? So it's sort of like a slicing. And when you put that together with Libra and the scales, it's sort of like it's balancing itself out when it comes from an old going into a new. So it's sort of like you can embrace the new and you can grab onto this whole new leaf load of expansiveness, or you can be stuck in the same mold and be doing the same mold and not get any window or any opportunity to incorporate anything new. So, like, I always think of expansion, incorporating expansion, and then now when you add Uranus to that, it's sort of like that organized chaos that comes with it.
Niggas.
But that's life, it's like a world where that's very chaotic, it's very unpredictable, but at the same time, it is a level of intuition and intention that goes with it that, is not to say you can do whatever you want to do, but in reference to what your soul has for you to do, you can do that, with no obstruction. So, like, are you tuned in and tapped in, or are you dealing with the levels of distraction that's going on in the world? Like, are you selfish, or are you selfless? Are you a part of your soul, or are you in your ego? And there's nobody to fool but yourself in this particular game, right? You can only fool yourself with this particular energy because it's really about you. You know, it's the first house and the seventh house. So it's you and your relationships. You in control of that. You know, you in control of how you show up in your relationships. And, you know, you might have to reevaluate some things and maybe call some people back. You know, maybe apologize to some people. Like, figure out where you was wrong in the relationship. Like, you know, do some real shit. Like, come to terms with people, because you know the reality of Jupiter and Uranus is that it it's a conjunction that's going to come with it a lot of transition. Uranus in any house, it represents death. You know, it represents the end of a cycle. So many people don't tell you that about your chart, you know. But if Uranus is in your sixth house, that means something. You know, Uranus is an awakener, and it's not always you that die, but it's sometimes people that's close to you, and you're like, damn, I could have said I love you, or I could have said this, or I could have said that. I'm saying all of this to say the people in your life, are you really grateful for them? Do you really appreciate them? Do you really see them? Because if they're not around, what would you would have said, you know? And in this world, these technologies and this life and this working and all of this chaos shit, 10 times out of 10, you're not having those real conversations. You're not making no adjustments. You're not pouring into your children. You caught up with the technology and, you know, the psychologies and the zeitgeist and all of these words. And I got this disease and this problem and this, like, your mind's all cluttered, you know, and Uranus is like, damn, let me just reset it, you know. And that's kind of what this Jupiter Uranus energy is. It's like a great big reset. How do you deal with that? Like, how do you prepare for that? Like, with me, I'm doing a lot of shadow work and a lot of healing work and a lot of chakra work in spaces that I never thought I needed to. But at the same time, this energy calls for major transformation and transitions. It's going to wake a lot of people up, you know, but I don't always want to get on the level where it's just like everything is good. It's just going to be like magical miracle, because those energies don't even speak to that, you know. It speaks to, you know, the leveling of a playing field. And when you level something, you got to eradicate it. And then it's like, all right, let's reset. Let's do something again. And that's kind of what this energy is really leading up to. And it's not far-fetched, because every day is weird shit that's taking place in reference to this country, right? My cell phone haven't been working. My internet don't be working. Like, it'd be a lot of shit. And I wouldn't never, like, be looking at, like, these movies that they be putting out. Like, they always trying to tell us without telling us. So when it happened, like, how prepared are you? But it's all the way in April, so we got enough time to prepare, you know, really link up and really connect with people, you know, and get over, like, apologize to your family members. Like, really get close to people, because you're going to need them this year, you know. You're going to need to. It's people in your corner, and y'all probably like holding grudges and shit for no damn reason. And when shit hit the fan, you probably like, damn, what was we arguing about again, man? I don't know, but man, I need some food, or I need a place to stay, or some shit like that. So it can get that real this year.
And it's crazy how you say that, because it's like when we thinking about Aries, and when we said the opposite Aries is Libra, we got also thinking about adjusting, because that's the one thing that this card is showing, and that's the thing that you have to do right now is adjust. And adjusting comes from a place of, like, you know, not like, let's say you gotta go when the shit hits the fan. Like, are you ready to adjust? You know what I'm saying? Are you ready to like spray Febreze? You know, but you gotta realize I wouldn't use Febreze. That shit toxic. So you might as well get your herbs from the plant change and use that instead. You know, burn some cinnamon. You know what I'm saying? Some chamomile, lavender. You know, it's a lot of things you can burn. So it's just thinking about the environment you bring because you mess around and try to adjust so fast or adjust without taking the right step, and you blowing Febreze around your house. You know, where you can get some Palo Santo. You know what I'm saying? But
Trying to
I
cut corners.
definitely feel that you said adjustment, and the word that came to my mind was adaptability. Like being adaptable to any situation that might arise. And then exactly what Hood was talking about, like I've been thinking about it hard too, like just shadow working relationships and personal relationships. Like how many of us actually think about not the way that we interact with people, but how we leave people, right? Like, can you honestly say the people that you no longer deal with, or people that you used to deal with that you don't deal with anymore, can you honestly say that you left those people in better places or not? You know, so like I've been thinking about that heavy. It's crazy that Hood brought that up.
Another download that I got yesterday was like, bro, if a person is not like ready to heal and they ain't ready to do no psychological work, I can't do it for you. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, as spiritual beings, an ego trap for us is like, let me heal you, right? And the thing about doctors, they can't even heal a nigga that don't want to be healed. Neither can we. So when we redirect our energy to ourselves, which is an inclination of this Jupiter transit into Aries, it's a redirection energy to yourself and your purpose is going to shake shit up, you know, and a lot of and even though it has shooken shit up, it creates a deeper psychosis for you if you don't act. So a lot of people will be like, well, I'm still doing the same shit I've been doing. I haven't been changing. But yeah, you getting crazier and motherfucking crazier because Aries rules the head. Jupiter and Aries is like kissing cousins. That's the hippocampus. It's about creating new memories. And yeah, I don't want to start a new YouTube channel. I ain't gonna get no new views. I don't want to do the work in my relationship because it's too painful to be accountable. But at the same time, don't do it. You sound crazy as fuck if you're not going to do the work. You know what I'm saying? That part right there is just like air sign, fire sign. Like if you don't do the action that goes with the mental, nigga, you was a crazy person or you like super passionate. What were we talking about? You know, a woman love an Aries man, right? She like, oh, I love those Aries man. Why? So it can fuck the shit out of you. That's why you love an Aries man. But you'll say, I can't really deal with no Libra. Why? Because he want to get married to you and treat you right. So you gotta have both of both worlds, or else it's not gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have these energies intact because even as a man, like these energies, bro, it's so crazy when you be balanced and you still have problems in your relationship, and you're like, man, what the fuck? You know? Like I got my shit together and I'm still going through the shit because all the work that you've been doing, it's not gonna translate to nobody, bro. It literally will not rub off on nobody, bro. You better do that shit for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully inspire others to do the same thing. Cause or else you're gonna be a fucking Capricorn, right? Lonely at the top, nigga, and having no friends, right? So it's like, what you gonna do? Like, you gotta really learn how to teach and incorporate this particular spiritual energy. And one more thing I would say, if y'all not doing rituals together, then what y'all actually doing together? Like, if y'all can't ritualize y'all energy together. So that's going to ultimately be a ticking time bomb. So
yeah. And just to add a little bit to that, you mentioned the ritual. I was talking to my stepdad today about marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and just talking about like how he was saying like marriage changes you. You know what I mean? Like two people can be together for 10 years and they get married and they different. And I was just reflecting on that spirit of marriage, and I came to the conclusion that maybe, after you get married, maybe you should keep on doing rituals, because if you had a ritual to become married, maybe you should have rituals for different aspects of the marriage, continually. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because marriage is making it an adjustment. And something a marriage is something that works. You know what I mean? It's something that's fluid, from my understanding. And it needs to be tuned. Relationships in general, they need to be tuned, i.e. you need to keep on doing things to pour into them, you know what I mean, to basically venerate them, you know what I mean, to consecrate them, even if it's like, the initiates getting on here, you know what I mean, and talking to you all. This is consecrating this relationship that we have with each other, and then sharing information with you all. But that's just that just made me think of that. I'll be doing rituals, my girl. It'd be real simple shit, you know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
you never know where we're gonna end up. Like 10 years together, we married, and now we doing crazy rituals. You know what I mean? Like, let's go to
Mm-hmm.
Peru. So I mean, you got to start somewhere. And the secret ingredient is sincerity.
Mm-hmm.
Do that shit and really mean it. You can have a tea candle, you know what I mean, an incense, a cup of water, and a rock you got from outside.
Mm-hmm.
But if you sincere, that's all that matters. That is all that matters.
Yeah, and I think like that's a big deal, because it's gonna be one or two things, right? You could be like, it's almost like marriage, right? You can ask a man to marry you, or you could be the type of woman that he wants to marry. So when it comes to ritual, you can ask a man, "Hey, let's do this ritual." They talk about rituals on the initiates, right? And the nigga's like, "Okay," because he's trying to smack those cheeks, and all types of weird shit is happening afterwards. Now, how you coming at it? You initiating a ritual. I'm initiating a ritual because that's the masculine principle. That's the Aries energy. Now, I'm saying this to men who is on their spiritual path. Like, this is the time to like, if you are a human being and you want to make changes in your life, the spiritual shit really works, according to Jay-Z, right? So at a
Yeah.
certain point, when you start to really get tuned in and tapped into this energy, um, you can really change your life, whoever you is. And this is the time, Jupiter being in Aries and like Uranus in Aries, like, but rituals though, magic though, like not no fugazi shit.
And even with that, like, let's get deeper into the card because we love the alphabet because the alphabet has numbers to it. So the Hebrew letter right here we have is lamb. That fits this card. So when we think about lamb, it means ox goad. And for you to have this relationship or this life or this particular thing you want, you got to have direction because the ox goad is used to guide the livestock, right? So think of your soul as the shepherd and you're the sheep. Why you think they always tell you that you're God's sheep? You're with God. You must follow God, and your actions and your directions depend on that because whatever you do has a reaction to it. And even with that being said, let's say you don't make a move, that is an action. But
Agreed. And that the ox gold also represents authority.
and like with authority, like you can think about authority figure in your life. You also think about the authority over yourself, and how are you really listening to you? Because most times, most people don't listen to themselves. They say, "I'll do this," but they never do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even when they put on that list, like these are my 1 through 10s, but 1 through 3 is the most important things that I must get done. If you don't get done like at least 1 or 2, who really ruling the relationship between yourself? The programming or you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And to add to that, like the the relationship as standalone as itself is an authority. Um, um, it's kind of
Think
like
about that, though. Think about that. That's a powerful statement you just made. The relationship is the emperor. Go ahead.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's kind of like a energetic authority. It's kind of like two different people can say something. You know what I mean? But based off of what those two different people, okay, let me rewind. Two people can say the same thing, but based off of those two people's authority on the subject matter, you're gonna look at them like, man, they full of shit. You know, and then the other person like, man, that's a deep brother right there, man. I'm about to go buy his book. You know, when you have authority in something, it's almost like, yeah, this person did the work. You know what I mean? This person knows what they're talking about. This person can be trusted. This person wields a certain type of understanding in the realms of, you know, whatever it is. And I would also say authority is something that is built. You know, it's something that's kind of like the stock market. It compounds, you know, because as you learn things, you gain authority, and then you begin to manage things in your life, and then you are able to add more things to your life, and all these things that's in your life are working for you. You know, and it's kind of just like the stock market. It's like compound interest. You know, like you could literally put $250 in the stock market every 2 weeks for 30 years and end up with about like 4 million. About time you retire. Like 60. That is if you start at AD age.
And then like even since we talking about Uranus, right? Because we always want to bring up like just the deep spiritual, metaphysical aspects, and just having the tools right in front of us. And it's, you know, we must have that balance, using the tools, not using the tools, you know, having a practice with the tools, having a ritual with them. So we're talking about Uranus, and the one card that talks about Uranus is the Fool. So when we think about the Fool card, it's about understanding, right? One simple statement for the Fool is jumping towards the journey, right? Let's think about Hercules. Let's get mythical with it, right? When we think about Hercules, Hercules was a demigod. He was a son of Zeus. Hercules went on quests to prove his godhood. Or in the movie, the show in the Disney Channel, they show Hercules, you know, being stolen and captured, and he found out his father is Zeus, and for him to become a god, he must complete the 12 trials, right? That Zeus gave him. Well, would you say those 12 trials are the horoscope? You walking through the trials of the horoscope. So Aries, you know, you got Taurus, Gemini. As you walking through those are like the quests you intake upon the hero's journey. The Fool is the hero's journey, right? So, and I just want to ask the gentleman, like, what's a way that we are fools, right? Like, are we a fool when we begin something? How can we tap into this energy? Because being a fool is probably like, would you say a blessing?
A gift and a curse. It's definitely a gift and a curse because there is something to that bliss thing that comes with not knowing. But as far as the fool, you know, oh man, the fool. It symbolizes everything, right? Because it's infinite possibilities and it's limitless freedom. But at the same time, you say fool, you say, uh, are you really being honest with yourself about where you're at and where your alignment is, where you're going? I think that's what you brothers are describing, right? Because you have your reality of what you're actually dealing with and going through, and then you have the makeshift reality of what you believe to be going on, what you want to be going on, right? So if a person that wants a particular thing, he might be a fool to try and get it because he doesn't really understand exactly why he actually wants it. And if I'm describing being a fool, it would be that, going after a particular thing, maybe because it was flashy or it shined, or maybe because it looked good, or maybe because of the idea of how it would look with me or on me, or just having it. But being a fool to that thing is, did you actually need it? Did you actually really work for that? And now that you actually have it, can you actually gain the benefit from it?
I would piggyback on that and be like, look at the letter for the card, the fool. That letter is Aleph. Now, all you would have to do is look up the Hebrew meaning for Aleph, and then you will have the understanding of a fool. The understanding of a fool is just somebody who is one with God. Now, when you a smart, brilliant person, you just not a fool. You think you better than or as good as God. And that's the journey, right? I'm trying to be like God, find God within myself, whatever the case may be. But a fool, you have to be a fool to be one with God if you really think about it. Like you can't be no other thing besides a fool. Because the rest of you niggas is smart, brilliant, right? A fool is only going to say, I'm one with God. Me and God, the same thing.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Because you actually have to be drinking a little bit of your own Kool-Aid in order for you to believe it, right?
Yeah.
You on that loud,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
loud pack, that God pack.
That's super God pack.
Shit, wow.
Now, can we guess? We got into Uranus. Can we guess what people letter and tarot card represents Jupiter? Anybody
Cough.
that?
Cough. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you good. I mean, anybody can answer it.
Oh. I know. I know that it's cough, and cough, I believe, is the palm of your hand. And I think that will signify like working. I mean, working with your hands, but also receiving.
Talking about the Wheel of Fortune, aren't we?
Yes. Yes, fortune.
And we have a winner.
Right. I mean, that's the most expansive thing there is in the tarot deck, right?
For the most part, I would say, yeah.
And that's expansion, growth, and optimism.
So most of the time when people think of like fortune, right? You think of like riches, or you think about your future and what's out going to come, or like what is my fortune? Most people don't know their fortune. Most people have this perception about their fortune that is always bad because they're stuck in the past about this certain thing to happen to them. So now there's in the future thinking like my fortune is always this, you know. So, and when we think of Jupiter, we think of Zeus, and like now to even get on a deeper level, like
Zeus was the emperor.
exactly, and that's the crazy part about that. We went over the Emperor card, and Zeus is the emperor, Zeus the conqueror, right? And think about Zeus, he had to seduce his goals, right? And when we think about seduction, we're thinking about creating a safe place. You know, we ain't thinking about sticking our things, but we think about we're thinking about creating a safe place and creating a mindset, creating an atmosphere for that particular thing. And when you think about Zeus, he has done times of shape-shifting to get the life that or get the outcome he wanted. So
Yes, he was willing to do whatever it takes.
This is super synchronicity. What is Zeus's counterpart? You're not talking about it right now. Jupiter, my nigga. Zeus's counterpart is Jupiter. So
Yeah. I thought you were talking about his spouse.
no, I'm just talking about it as far as the mythology that goes with the alignment. So we're looking at the opposite of Zeus, and we're looking at Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this hot shit, right? Now, people will say my fortune is their material possessions. Is that a true statement or a false statement?
False statement.
No, I'm saying not. I mean, in general, if I said that person is fortunate, they got a lot of material possessions. Would you be? That's what people would understand to be it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
However, Koth means the eye of the needle. What does that mean, right? The eye of the needle is the narrow gateway into Jerusalem, meaning that camels need to be unloaded in order to pass through. Therefore, the analogy that a rich man would have to similarly unload his material possessions in order to enter heaven. So when you talk about fortune, it's an interesting disposition, though, isn't it?
That's dope how you did that.
To not have no material possessions, but then still be fortunate. So y'all niggas is like working double shifts trying to get all your money. Talking about I'm fortunate because I got all this money, but you don't even get into heaven with that shit.
Nope.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, isn't it? In order for you to get light, you got to get light.
Yeah.
That's going to be a nigga's hardest journey to figure out that balance, right? Of provision and fortune. Because they
or provision and necessity, right?
Like anything in reference to necessity, and then equating your necessities to fortune. Like people will be like, "Well, at least I got a nice house. At least I got a place to stay. At least I got a car. I'm fortunate because I'm not struggling, or whatever the case may be."
Mm-hmm.
But it's a deeper metaphysical process to this. Like Jupiter is trying to tell you your expansion is a mental, spiritual, emotional thing. Like Bree said earlier, it's deeper levels of emotional intelligence that represent your fortune, not the actual coin, because the coin could come and go.
It will come and go.
It will come and go.
It will.
Can you be that nigga that attracts the coin though? Can you expand your version of yourself to say I'm a money magnet? Not only say I'm a money magnet, but
actually believe that shit. Actually embody that shit.
Yeah. To even become a money magnet, you got to actually. But then Jupiter is in Aries, so you're gonna have to act towards if you want to be fortunate, you gotta, like we were talking about earlier, it's in the energy of Three of Wands. That energy is integrity.
There
Integrity
is
is
no
saying, go ahead.
there is no faith. There is no faith without works, right?
No,
Is that it? Like you got to actually do the work to go with the faith in order for that shit to actually manifest something. Like you can't just say, "Hey, I believe this shit. I believe this shit." And don't do nothing with it, right?
you
Mm-hmm.
gotta be that nigga on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And to even do the work, and the faith with the work comes with an understanding that the fruits of your labor is not always guaranteed. So if you working and not and don't have this expect the outcome, not having this expectation, you working the work, you walking that walk, more gonna be more. You're just gonna be more merrier. And
So it's
certainly
not.
what you
So
said,
it's not checking. It's not checking for the finish line. Like you know what I'm saying. Like doing one thing and then checking to see where you stand after that thing. Like do another thing and check to see where you stand after that thing. No, it's working endlessly without thinking about the end goal at all. Right? Like it's just doing the work, and hopefully when you look up, that shit'll just be there. Type shit.
and Serpent, what you say earlier, then you say like, you're not right. To get right, you gotta get some light.
To in order for you to get light, you gotta get light.
Right. So think about that. To get light, you have to see within. And if you understand why we're even talking about the heavens and the stars and astrology, you have to understand that you are a star. See, when we think about the story and the mythology of Zeus conquering his father Kronos, the Titans, when Zeus took over the Titans and the Olympians became, let's think about it astrologically. That is a supernova happening in Jupiter, Zeus, aka being the new god, being the new reign of everything. So we're not having this focus over that. Saturn used to be king, but now Jupiter's king.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that's
Hey, D, I'm
crazy.
tired of you doing this shit, bro.
No,
I be having
no.
this conversation. Hear
What's
this
crazy?
nigga come and saying the same shit that I just literally was talking about today. I'm tired of you doing it, bro.
Look,
Just say that.
what's crazy is that Uranus is Jupiter's grandfather.
Right.
That's so in a way, this is Uranus being reborn.
Yeah, it's just death and rebirth at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
So-
this is coming back, you know, knowing your past life. You know what I mean? And knowing exactly what you mean to do from the day you begin to walk.
Not really. You have to realize
Yeah.
that you are that
It takes-
supernova that
And
happens in your life.
it takes a very high level intuition. And like the guys are saying, like you gotta put the technology down. You know, you gotta allow your intuition to really, spark those ideas. You know what I mean? You gotta allow that intuition to light that light bulb up. You know,
Just think about what the homie just said at the beginning of his dissertation. Like threading the eye of the needle, my nigga. That shit ain't easy. Like it ain't shit easy about threading the eye of a needle.
focus and sincere attention. It takes focus and sincere attention. If you're not doing that, you just it's pageantry. You know, it's pageantry, and pageantry don't amount to anything. You don't get an award for having a nice house, having a nice car. And truthfully, I think you can even go further and say fortune is somewhat of an illusion in the way that we talk about it. Like this person is fortunate, this person. For the most part, you chose to have these experiences. You know, for the most part, you just being held accountable for your actions. I think fortune is more tied to you think you doing something.
I think you touching on something really strong there because fortune, when it comes from someone else speaking about someone else, is usually speaking about something from a physical aspect. It's not talking
Yes.
about anything spiritual, really. Like you don't look at the
Yeah.
average person and be like, yeah, they shining spiritually. Niggas don't do
Right.
that. You know what I'm saying? If
No.
somebody else look at another nigga and be like, oh, that nigga's shining, he got it, it's usually based in comparison to themselves based on what
Yeah.
it is that they are seeing or not seeing. So
Mm-hmm.
all of that is corporeal. All of that is physical. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you're
Mm-hmm.
exactly right. Like that shit doesn't even touch the spiritual landscape because it's all on a physical mind thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when you think of fortune as a wheel, is no set point on that wheel. You know what I mean? Like everything is the same. Like the center, the distance from the center to the circumference of that wheel is the same. You know, so it's no quote unquote fortune that's greater than another fortune. Um, but maybe we're supposed to be able to stand in the middle of fortune and not be pulled by it. Materially speaking, you know what I mean? Because the fortune is, I mean, you have a soul. Your soul did a ritual, and now you here, and you just the magic of your soul. But I digress. You just a manifestation of your soul.
You know what causes a lot of confusion?
Period. Point blank. That's a period. Go
So
ahead,
like,
though.
I mean, like, what are you trying to do? You know what I mean? Other than trying to figure out what kind of ritual did my soul do? Astrology will give you some insight. You know, um, but yeah, you just, from my perspective, you just gotta put technology down and really just sit with yourself. You know, because in a way, you know, the element of fire. We keep talking about intuition. You know, the element of fire is the intuition, and you know, in a way, that spiritual component in society is kind of like technology. You know what I mean? It's imaginative. Um, it does the work for you in a sense. So I think it'll be very useful for you to just put technology down and really see how you use it as a crutch. And then from there, I think you can start having more constructive thoughts about yourself and how you can really begin to move forward spiritually. Um, and I ain't saying like technology the devil. Technology is wonderful, but it's used very deviantly.
But I need instant gratification, Breeze. I need to get on
Man,
there and get a like.
shit, you better off without this shit, man.
Those, but
Hey,
my endorphins be popping though, slime. My
Hey,
shits be popping.
if it got all your attention, you doing bad.
hey, it's a stream of consciousness with the technology though. It's like very powerful, you know. Like I'm gonna just show y'all something real quick, and I'm gonna explain it to you as I show it to you. So if you look up a two ball cane, um, I don't even know if it's gonna show what it look like. This right here, right? You see that right
Hmm.
there? You see that? What do that look like to y'all? Do it stick out to you, or do I need to show you what
It
it
looked
look
like
like?
a
What?
phallus. Looked like a phallus with two balls.
Yeah,
What?
it do.
Where? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Tuba Cane. That's
Yeah,
that's one of Kane's sons, right?
yeah. I'm a
And oh, you know
no.
what's crazy? The sons of Cain. Well, Cain created a city. Well, Cain killed his brother. He created a city. His sons created metalworking. They created homes and cities and
And they created
roadways
technology.
and technology.
Now you see it. This is Adam and Eve's son, right?
Yes.
They
that
had
killed
two.
that killed
They
his
had
brother.
two sons. They had two sons. So if you look at it metaphorically, they talking about spirits and they talking about human beings. Now Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, these are sons of Cain, right? These are human beings possessed with the gift of technology, nigga. And they'll put that shit on your ass, nigga. And we don't know. We just trying to. We like a fucking goldfish swimming in a fucking shark infested pool, talking about, man, I wonder what would happen if I go viral, nigga. You would get ate by a shark, nigga. That's what would happen. This ain't our lane. You know, this is an energy. This is a spirit. But it's cool, you know, but it ain't cool. I just wanted to just a little something I wanted to like.
Nah, man, nah, you getting towards something, you know what I mean? Like that. Hey, we all know who Prometheus is. You know, Prometheus.
Yeah, and we talking about Uranus. That's nice.
Prometheus stole technology and gave it to people. But yeah, man.
Dirty work, man. Dirty work.
The spirits, that's the spiritual forces that are behind these things.
That shit is nasty work, son. That shit is nasty work.
Here. Think about this. If we want to understand, so since I know it's people out here that like watch TV, because I do, especially when this particular show that I love, you should watch this show called, and it used to be on TNT. This the show that you used to see in the morning when your mama used to take you in a different house when you was going to a school and you was in a different school zone, but they had to lie. So your mom used to drop you off really early so you can catch the bus stop at your grandma's house. And you watch TV or playing a game or be sneaking into the muffins you're not supposed to eat. But anyway, so I want you to look up the show called Angel or Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And it's probably like been out since the 2000s, 2007s, and y'all probably think I'm a cornball for watching this show, but it's pretty. If you
watch Supernatural, if niggas watch Supernatural, they can watch that.
Period.
100. So if you watch that, they tell you how everything works with this spiritual game. How you have people who doing certain things. How you have certain demons that represent certain illnesses, certain mindsets, certain like curses that we put on ourselves easily, and understanding that these institutions, right, we must fight against and think about our thoughts of these institutions that are set against us or that's in place. Do they represent our cause as a community? Do they help the children actually grow and learn and build their own self-sufficient life? If these institutions don't help us build that, is it something that we want to keep in store? Because in this show, they show how institutions are, being used by certain groups and more. And what's the institution or an app, since we talking about technology, that's been going on lately?
TikTok.
YouTube.
Instagram.
Huh?
You know they're trying to ban TikTok. You know that's what the word is on the streets. They've been trying to ban it, but now it's like picking up steam. So I wonder why. Well, I think like when we talked about this yesterday, we had different opinions on the validity of them banning TikTok.
I think the thing is, it's like TikTok exists in Facebook. It exists inside of Instagram. It exists inside of YouTube. Like TikTok is just reels, you know what I mean? And every fucking, social media, technology, entertainment thing has reels. You know what I mean? TikTok it's in everything, you know what I mean? But you know how America is with China
That's deep. That's deep that you just said that. That's actually true, right?
Yeah, TikTok like a virus, bro.
Yeah, if there's a video that goes viral, it'll come on. You will see it eventually. That's true. It's everywhere.
It's all one thing. You know what I mean? It's almost like, oh, I got a Honda. Oh, I got a Lexus. I got a Toyota. Nigga, all them
I
cars
see you at
made.
work tomorrow.
Yeah.
We driving to the same job in different cars.
Yep.
Probably live at the same apartment complex.
I got an SRT Hellcat.
Man.
Crazy.
And my Glock has a switch on it.
Oh, that's that Generation Z. This technology, think how many, I'm real into like the drill music, like whatever city. And I think reason I'm so interested is that these little niggas will actually kill each other over a song, over a tweet. Kill somebody. And when I was growing up, nigga, maybe it'll be one person dying that year that we know, one person, and we're like, oh my God, this is we need to end the violence, man. We taking it too far. Now these niggas is it's not even nothing. This shit is weird. But you bring it back to two-ball cane and the technology.
Mm-hmm. And it's Cain was marked after he slayed his brother, and whoever was to slay Cain would be avenged 70-fold. And it's kind of like an expansion, you know what I mean? Once somebody kills somebody else, it's the danger expands, you know what I mean? It's once we get on technology expands. You know what I mean? Now we got bots on these sites. You know what I mean? Now we got, you know what I mean? We literally got
artificial intelligence.
It's crazy. This is a manifestation of the mark of Cain.
Yeah. And then you got spiritual technology, people acting like they spiritual because they on fucking line. Imagine the channel wasn't the spiritual miracle lyrical, you wouldn't give a fuck about it. For real.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. The internet is a wild place.
Mm-hmm.
And then think of this. The other day when we was talking about this combo or discussing this matter, Hood has said that short form content is like the devil, man. If you ask people nowadays, you be like, where'd you learn that from? Tickety top. When you think about that, you're cutting the whole experience away from yourself that you actually gain from the learning, because when you have a skill and you're honing a skill, you just don't do shortcut things to just get that skill there. You put yourself through the dirt, you get stuck in the sand, and you learn how to swim out that water. Whether a shark chasing you or not, you chase that shark. So don't try to find a short route to things. If you do find a short form film, people are just trying to show you the information in their advertising. That's the one thing that they're used for. They was used for advertising, but some people are using it in a way to sell things or to even just realize your attention span is going to be thrown off. Imagine someone pull out a case in the next few years or so, and they trying to sue a motherfucker because they gave people a disease from watching too much short film content. Man. That's some crazy shit. You some shit like that was happening.
If you ever watched a TikTok or a reel in the years 2023 or 2024, you or your family may be entitled to compensation. Look at that.
Literally.
And it's evident. It's evident we're in a microwave society, because now they got their most famous TikTokers are unaliving themselves. because they stop getting the likes or the attention that they're used to getting. So like a microwave society, bro, like everything has to come quick and fast. It's sort of like the same endorphins that people get, when they're just scrolling. So when you could just get online and you could just type in a random thing and just get that thing immediately, you know, it's a microwave society. Everything just comes quick to you. All you gotta do is think about it and press a button, and then it comes to you, and then that's it. Like and there's no authority anywhere, right? The only authority is who's controlling whichever companies that they're pushing the hardest. Like there is no authority, So people have to police themselves, and people are having a really hard time of doing that, and that's been going on since the beginning of time. It's just that it's more prevalent now because everything is online. Everything is at the tip of your fingers, and everything can be just pulled up once you just get the right search word or the right prompts to put into your AI chat, right? Like it can just immediate. What's up?
Just thinking about what you said and now applying it to like your ability to attract things to you. Using your mind. You know what I mean? Not your brain, but using your mind. You know what I mean? Like it works like that.
Absolutely.
When you're not using this technology as a crutch. You know what I mean? Like you can do that. You know what I mean? But I sound like a fool, don't I?
No, I mean, if a motherfucker just bear witness to their life in 2012 or 2013 or 2014,
the last 4 years.
I would be like, man, I was very much more. My mental health was better back then, and it was like, well, what's the difference? You can't be so arrogant to be like, man, I wasn't watching short form content. Like that shit will break your brain. But that's how people absorb content now. So I was the type of person, like I was anti it, but then I'm like, let me just make short form content that's not like gonna fry your brain to fricassee. So maybe you might see my video in the algorithm and it's like something that's not going to like burn your brain cells out. But it's like if I'm at the chicken spot getting some chicken for somebody, the little girl in the chicken spot, she just on her phone. TikTok after TikTok. Just
and just something to add. Uranus went into Aries in 2018.
Yeah, that's short form content energy. That's when it that's the birth of it, literally.
That's when it really got popping.
Like it's always been like the Vines, but it was never mainstream, But when they started incorporating the TikTok energy to every other platform, because it was just TikTok, but then like it's the reels and the shorts. Now you can't even on Facebook. It's even a program. I think it's reels on Facebook too. But yeah, it's like it's everywhere you go. But I think it's by design. Sooner or later, they're just gonna have 2-second clips. They're just gonna get shorter and shorter.
It's gonna be
Tick. It ain't gonna be TikTok no more. It's just gonna be Tick. Watch. We've shortened our videos to 1 second long.
All I can vision in my head right now is just like one of them iRobots with a frown on their face. Like AI, just like, look at these humans, man. They don't deserve to be here.
Did y'all see the boy Roy Corswell on Joe Rogan said that AI will be as smart as a human being before 2029? Like it's going to be on the level. I think so too. But he was like, maybe before, he added that into it. But basically, we are in this world where this artificial intelligence, like even working with it from a year ago to now, is much more intuitive than it used to be.
And also it has so much data because we always uploading things on there. We're teaching it.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm gonna go ahead and double that. You seen Avengers, Marvel, Age of Ultron?
Yeah.
What you think they're trying to tell you with Ultron, bro?
Hey man, if Ultron had Vision's body, bruh, that's it. Ain't no more comic books. But you know how they do it, the stories, it gotta be played a certain way. Ultron was a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, and Ultron, like you could basically say he predicted Thanos coming.
He did. I believe he could. Man, I ain't about to rant about comic books, but if Ultron had Vision's body, just think of that. Just think of it. Shit'd be insane.
That was the best. That was the best run, the Age of Ultron run, when they did the nigga going back to Egypt. That was the best shit ever, bro. That and then the Days of Future Past. But I don't know. The rest of that shit is kind of ass. But like, yeah, it definitely is something to watch. You know, to like accelerate your consciousness. Like, and even Stan Lee and Jack Kirby will tell you in articles, we based the X-Men off of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Basically, we based the X-Men off of black people.
Yeah.
They say it with their own mouths.
Yeah.
So whenever you deal with the X-Men, you actually dealing with black mythology. But, you know, I just got this as I was talking. Since they don't tell black people our history, they just feed it to us in comics. But they don't. Black people don't read comics, so that's another level of not giving us our history.
Yep.
Don't believe the quote. Don't believe the quote that if you want to hide something from a nigga, you put it in the book.
Put it in the comic.
Don't read the book.
I mean,
Kind of true.
you ever tried to have a conversation with your niggas in the hood about a book? See how well that goes over.
It never happened, bro. It never happened.
You know what I'm saying? Just bring up your most recent read in a conversation with them niggas, right? Let's see how far that conversation go.
I was reading this book about chaos magic. Nigga, what?
It's like, oh, you a magician now? Oh, you a sorcerer now, nigga? Oh, you believe in magic, ass nigga?
You don't want that. I'm still carrying that.
You want to know?
Oh, looking ass nigga.
You want to know what the irony to that though? All them niggas want to talk about is sports or red pill content. That's all them niggas want to talk about. Hey, what should we do with these women though? You know, I was watching this podcast and they was talking about how like men and women should like not even talk to each other. Like we should all be gay. How would you feel about that? Like, nigga, you ever heard of Kevin Samuels before? Like, nigga, shut the fuck up, dog. Hey, really, dog, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like a nigga get on you about fucking magic and shit, about reading and shit, but at the same time, this nigga care about the Matrix and shit. He wanted to talk to you about Donald Trump and he wanted to talk to you about Israel and Palestine, and you just like, all right, my nigga, all right. Hey, you got it.
This is a nigga. Hey, you know they spent like $4 trillion to fucking Ukraine. The niggas in the hood need that money. The niggas in the hood need that money. Look at Biden, right? I'm voting for Trump. Nigga, you don't even vote. Nah, but it is a you know, this world is crazy, man. You know, but I've been prepared for this for so long that I'm just like, it's just my regular, you know, like I've been living this way really since like 2016. But it's like now, it's like everybody is like, oh, I got an online business. And it's like, oh, for real? Like, well, you get that, you know? But I just be like, damn, spirit really do be having me at a certain level because it'll really put you on to what you need to do. But that just brings me back to that Jupiter and Aries point, that Uranus point, because I'm a Uranus. I feel like I'm a Uranian, dog. I just always had to deal with these rude awakenings. So it's like, I'm hip to this shit, and I be trying to tell people this shit, but at the same time, it's like, people don't be even really listening. So it's like, damn, we in this world, people are on these TikToks, 8 second span, your girlfriend only gonna want to send memes back and forth. What do y'all do in these particular situations in these times? Like, especially you, Jabri, like what is some things that you do to like be above the regular Gen Z noise of internet? Y'all went to sleep on me.
I'm here. I think. There he go.
Where you at? Is he there?
Oh, he just unmuted his mic.
I'm here.
Hood, I think you gotta ask the question again.
Yeah, just ask the question again for him, Hood.
Oh, I was saying, like, what are some of the things that you do to like stay above the noise of the internet in your age range and your lifestyle? Like, what are some things that you would like suggest for a person to do that's like, I'm 20 something, all I really know is scroll. Like what are
Mm-hmm.
some things that I can begin to do to just like help me put my phone down? Like what's in your opinion, what's a powerful replacement for, the scroll of doom? In your
Um,
personal opinion.
yeah. So from my experiences, um, I'll just tell you how I was in that mode and I got out of it. The way I started, I just started putting limits on the apps. And then, I minimized it to just using one app, you know. Um, and from there, like an hour and 40 minutes, after that, find something else to do. I don't care if I'm just sitting on the couch twiddling my thumbs, like find something else to do. Um, and then from there, using the technology in more of a positive way. I began to study astrology and learn astrology on YouTube. Um, or even if say you do learn something on TikTok, all right, now go expand on that. You know what I mean? Use it as something that can bring in information and that you can build on. You know what I mean? Because all this is just throwing seeds at you. It's just throwing seeds at you, and like think of like being a gardener, or a farmer, and all you're doing is just throwing seeds, but you never water them, you never, fertilize the soil, you never make sure it get proper sunlight, things of that nature. So I would say try to only be on one app, put a limit on that app, and then the information that you learn or the information that you're introduced to, begin to learn about it in a deeper way, because it's nothing that that you can't know more of. And until you can, teach children this information, you don't truly know it. And I'll even go further to say that until you truly understand it, you're not gonna really make no money off of it. And I'm not saying you gotta make money off of it, but a real simple skill, like if you really know how to do something, why wouldn't you make money off of it? Why wouldn't you? If that answers your question, and just think about phasing out of stuff. Me being transparent, I had to phase out of watching porn. It was a gradual thing, it went from pornography to watching Instagram models shaking their ass, and then it just was like, man, what the fuck am I doing, bro? So it has to be a gradual thing for you to really understand and have some perspective of how you are allowing technology to do you know what I mean? Like how you are allowing yourself to be subjugated to these things online and things of this, you know what I mean? This weird stuff going on, and nah, man. But that's what I would say. Phase it out. You ain't got to cold turkey it, but begin to make a sincere effort, you know, to make some changes, you know, because it's successful people in this world and they not on these apps. They probably on these apps to get you to buy something or elicit a service. Like
for them or something.
Yeah.
It's some people that would not touch these apps with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
I think about that. Why?
Unless they advertising something, because you're gonna scroll and you're gonna see it. You know what I mean? Like, and then, man, shit. Just think. I mean, we could do a whole episode about advertisement and the psychology 100%. Of advertisement and how, you know, businesses like Coca-Cola and Nike, they literally got a team of psychologists. Like, how can we get these people addicted to this? How can we get babies coming out the womb? You know what I mean? Saying ba 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 ba. Like,
I
really,
love the demons.
Yeah, like, how can we get these people addicted to this product for multiple generations? You know what I mean? Like, and that's their job. You know what I mean?
They're good at it. They're good at it. From Jordans to the Nike Techs. Think about that.
And they understand, like, the pleasure centers of the mind and just like how addiction works, and they tailor these things to those. You know what I mean? Like, we're really being preyed on in a sense. You know what I mean? In a sense, you were food.
Let's do this experiment, right? We in high school, and I got 30 pairs of Jordans, and I wear a different pair of Jordans every single day to school. Am I or am I not gonna have the hoes after them 30 days?
You're gonna have the hoes, but you're gonna have some people that might try to rob you at some point.
At some point, but just say, imagine we had a school. We just had school, you know.
You're gonna have the hoes before the 30 days.
You're gonna have the hoes by day 7. They're gonna be like, oh, he got 7.
Yeah, by the first. Yeah, because if you go through the whole first week and all your shit different every day, you're gonna have them by the next Monday.
Yeah,
but do you see the psychology of the Jordan and how it can? But say I'm going to fucking hunky dory ham school and niggas is wearing Doc Martens every day, and I'm wearing Jordans. Is it even going to matter?
Hell no.
Nope. It won't even register then.
Now we're talking about psychology. See how that works? I got farm boots on because I gotta leave here and go fucking jerk off some chicken nuts or whatever the fuck, right? So, but I might pull Becky Sue because she loved me because I'm a hard working ass dude. You know, I'm maintaining the farm.
Mm-hmm. And Becky Sue telling all her friends, like, I'm gonna marry him.
It's still the whole nother
I got me a good one.
Yeah.
But hold on, Shaquanda on the other hand, telling her girlfriends how goddamn Jermaine got a different pair of Jordans every day. He must be her future baby daddy.
Hey, Jermaine probably mad at you, Hood.
Jermaine
don't blast.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, Jermaine put a hit out on Hood like 6 months ago, man.
A long time ago. Years ago. Years ago. It's a nigga named school named Jermaine Johnson. I always imagine this nigga.
Listen.
It's just an easy target.
Jermaine and Charmaine is coming for this nigga. I'm telling you.
Too funny.
Oh, but yeah, psychology is everything because then don't we operate behind the idea of perception is king, right? So yeah, you got a different.
I just told y'all niggas. All you would have to do is buy 30 pairs of Jordans, and you will get a girlfriend in the black community. Think about how crazy that is.
Yeah, that's insane. Mm-hmm. It's insane, but you dead right though. Like,
I'm not wrong, bro. I know I'm not.
No, wrong. You're not. No, you're not. You're not even anywhere close to being wrong. Like, we live in a we live in a materialistic society. And all you gotta do is have a different color shirt every day and some Jordans or some Air Force Ones, nigga, and you're gonna get the buns. You're gonna get the buns.
What about the all white G Fazos? What about the Air Force Ones? G Fazos.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you got different colors of those joints, oh yeah, bring those on through too. Don't have a different color. Don't have a different color fitted for every day of the week. You know what I'm saying? Like now you super lit.
Like your ass the way he said that.
So you talking about having matching Air Force Ones with different outfits every day. You wearing top-notch outfits. You get 30 outfits, 30 Air Force Ones in your fucking Air Force Ones. Match your outfit impeccably. Will you or will you not have the hoes after 30 days?
You will.
You will. Now, if you was going to hunky-dory school on the Prairie Farm, motherfuckers would be looking at you like, why are you doing this? Like,
why did you spend so much money?
Like, but I'm just saying, this nigga Bree said Nike have a whole psychology team. And yeah, they do, for sure. They do. I know they do.
Yeah,
they know
when about that.
How can we keep these people
your money off your mindset to spend.
But like also consider like when we talk about these things, consider like the spiritual forces behind it. You know what I mean? Like if this was American guys, it would probably be, you know, a greedy god, right? In the astral realm, just sitting over the headquarters of these places, just laughing. You know what I mean? Just laughing with gold all on them. You know what I mean? Wearing whatever you want. You know what I mean? He got whatever you want, and he's just laughing, right? And he's just controlling all these executives. You know what I mean? Like get these people to keep buying this. You know what I mean? Keep feeding me. You know what I mean? Like these people are my food. I need them to keep on buying my products. You know, and you just, I mean. You just a sitting duck, you know what I mean? You ain't nothing but a head of lettuce for them.
No cap, man.
What is it that what's the three things that go with reprogramming? Repetition, and what's the other two? Symbology and it's symbology, repetition, and what's the third one? Because when you talk about McDonald's having a fucking team, absolutely, every single one of these niggas got a team, and they start with a sigil. Hood showed us that last week, right? The sigils are essentially the fucking branding, symbols for each company, and they know based on how many times they show you that symbol, based on the frequency that in which they show you that symbol, and how often they show you that symbol, they can reprogram your whole entire psychology, right? So I know that, but
no, I was just saying, have y'all ever had a double cheeseburger before?
Yes.
That's some nasty work. That's nasty work. That's nasty, bro. That's nasty.
Super nasty work.
Fuck double, triple that.
Because that shit is not even meat, bro. But go ahead.
It's not even meat. It's not good. But we all done said, yeah, I bear witness. We had double cheeseburger. That's sigil magic, dog.
I'm gonna throw a tomato and some lettuce on there. Make it better, make it different. Like it's.
I mean, look at the whole campaign. Look at the whole campaign for near meat, right? They got niggas buying near meat or plant-based meat, right? Like, you're supposed to be a vegan, or you're supposed to be going into that vegan realm, quitting meat, and then they just advertise near meat to you. You like, shit, it's not eating real meat, so I'll eat this shit. Nigga, you still psychologically want to eat meat. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. That's like a cigarette smoker. That's like a cigarette smoker going from regular cigarettes to light cigarettes, my nigga. Like, you're not doing nothing by going to a light cigarette, nigga, or like a drinker going to light beer. Like, how the fuck is light beer gonna make a difference, nigga? Like you still want to drink beer, my guy? Like,
Not for real.
But I think if they continuously like if that person that's drinking light beer ultimately stop, then it's good. But I think it takes that you really wanting to change it. You know what I mean?
what I'm saying is that you don't go from
because there's people that still drink Diet Pop. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they just stop there. You know what I mean? But overall, it still got so much sugar in it. You know, it got fake sugar in it. Matter of fact. You know.
No, what I'm saying though, Breeze, is that you don't go from wanting to quit meat, right, and become a vegan, and then you introduce yourself to some shit called near meat, and you tell yourself it's a good thing because it's not meat, right? But it still look like meat, it still tastes like meat, it still packaged like meat. But you can't just go to some shit that's called near meat and saying I'm quitting meat, my nigga. Like that don't even work. Like if you gonna quit drinking.
This up.
Like I don't go from drinking every day to go to I want to quit drinking, so I'm gonna get me a light drink today. Like that doesn't, my nigga, that doesn't make any sense. Psychologically, you still want the drink, you still want the fucking meat, my nigga. Like,
Serpent, is this a real company, Mere Meat?
Yeah,
I think he's talking about Impossible.
That shit that Kyrie was sponsored by. What's that shit that Kyrie was sponsored by?
Impossible
Burger. Yep. They got their own section in Burger King.
They got deer nuts, baby fetuses, and all that motherfuckers. Canola oil, vegetable oil, tea tree oil.
Them niggas use beets to make it look like the meat is bleeding. I'm dead ass serious, bro. They use beets.
I believe.
Nah, but the thing is, it's worse than meat. You might as well eat meat if you're gonna eat that shit. That's the kicker.
Because there's mad chemicals in it just to get it to look like fucking meat.
Crazy.
They gotta cut mad corners just to make that shit look like meat, bro.
It's crazy.
It's like pooping out corn, still seeing the corn, and you fucking eat the corn.
Facts.
No, but look,
Facts.
This is kind of like, and I don't know psychological terms, but it's almost like, okay, at one point in time, we seen a cow as an animal, and then we seen it as food, and then we seen it in the grocery store in a package, and now we seeing fake cow meat in a package at a store, and it's like we're so far away from the truth of what it actually is, you know, and it's just kind of like, what are we doing? You get what I'm trying to say? Like that fake meat is so far from a undomesticated calf or a bull. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's just.
I know what you're trying to say. I'm gonna say it like this. Somebody gonna have to explain to me how the fuck is Arby's still open, right? Like I'm trying to figure this shit out. How the fuck is Arby's still in business, my nigga? Like. You know anybody that goes to Arby's? Like, I'm trying to figure this out.
Nah, man. I don't. I just feel like they really domesticated animals so niggas can eat animals and we don't even need to eat it. And they got so many animals domesticated, and this shit is such a big racket. And we've been programmed to like want meat for real, but that's more or less like an addiction for real. If you think about it, you don't need it. But you feel like you need it. You think so. Even when you a vegan, you need the meat, which is crazy. Don't even make sense. So it's just like
defeat the purpose.
And that's them niggas. That's the niggas that put it together with making meat synonymous with protein. All right, so that's their thing. All right, they tell you that you need meat to have protein. Now a person feels like they can't stop eating meat because otherwise they ain't gonna get no protein. Like that's the only thing you get protein from.
But where did the animal get protein from?
Plants.
Exactly.
You know,
from the plants.
Grazing in the grass.
But what my thing is that like, why is the protein thing so much marketed? like they always talk about protein, but then they talk about like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin C.
That's just a part. That's just a part of the programming, though, bro. Because look, if I tell you that protein is synonymous with meat, and then I tell you that 17 times a day, right? By the time we get to the end of the week, you believe protein equals meat. So therefore, in order for you to get protein in your body, psychologically, you thinking I need to have some meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been told that ain't you can't really pinpoint the reality of needing protein for anything specific other than whatever, like if you're going to build, like, body build or some shit like that and your muscles recover or some shit like that. But other than that, people be like, I need protein. And it's like, what you need it for,
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You've been told that. I've been told that. Nothing in life said, make sure you get protein, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just more of a propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like what AD said, like it's so many other things that your body uses for nourishment, other than protein.
Look, bro, we're talking about we're literally talking about a society that introduced the dentist by introducing cavities to people because they basically wanted everybody to go to a dentist. So they created this idea, this fallacy around sugar in order to get everybody to go to the dentist. Simply because they just wanted to have people go to the dentist to get their teeth fixed. It's just another way for them to get money out of people.
Yeah.
Even
they came up with the whole breakfast, absolutely.
I heard about that.
Breaking your fast. Breakfast means breaking your fast.
Assalamu alaikum to all the Muslims.
Meal.
But you can't tell that to the average person because the average person believes that breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Oh man,
that's the propaganda behind that.
Bro, I got programmed with that shit.
You was told that.
We was programmed with that shit. I still say that shit to myself every day.
Breakfast is the most important part.
I'll be like, man, I gotta eat something. It's the morning time.
But you really don't though.
But now, for the most part, I just had smoothies in my microdose that I get from White Rabbit Psychedelics.
Type shit. I shop there too. Nah, but seriously, man, we have been building for almost 2 hours, man, and really, I feel like we haven't really got into everything that we wanted to hit on, but I feel like we did get, a lot of things that we've been talking about pre-live and like kind of got these ideas out. But I would just encourage y'all to like keep fleshing it out, keep building on these ideas. Somebody wow. This nigga's got sound effects, dog. I don't know what's going on with this dude.
I was peeing. I was peeing. My bad.
Mute button. A mute button would be great. It's dude, wow, man. I don't know what was happening. I thought it was a sound effect. Nah, but we gotta really. I feel like we gotta really pinpoint and reiterate on this Uranus-Jupiter conjunction because, like, it's not happening until April 20th, but it is a good conversation to grease the wheels because it means a lot. Like, everybody I know wants to be in an attractive state of being. They want to be in a good relationship, have a good life, and do all of these good things. Well, this is your opportunity. Like the portal is literally opening for you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
how are you going to like really take advantage of this energy? And I feel like us doing our due diligence and being able to discuss this energy is going to benefit people. And even the people that happen to watch this video, those on the live, like investigate Jupiter Uranus conjunction. I think maybe a video very soon we could just break down what it looks like in each house or something, because the
Yeah.
awareness of this particular transit needs to be spoken to with the
Yeah.
same fervor as niggas is going with this solar eclipse.
Yes.
Because I feel like niggas is dragging the solar eclipse, but that's just my personal.
Yeah. And one thing I would say, or just reiterate, is that learn new things that's gonna help you move forward. Whatever it is that you're good at, just add to it. Add something to it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Add something to it, because it's always somebody that is on that's on a higher level than you are. You know, don't get comfortable with where you at.
You gotta be enthusiastic about the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Act like it's your first day in the office, and you know how you got your pens and your paper. You know, you're excited about it. You know, come to work like that in your life. You know, like really work towards something, because man, I believe in people being in their profession and getting their coin and doing what they supposed to do on earth to further their life. But if you ain't doing shit, bro, start working towards some shit, man. Like start working towards some shit with this energy, man. Stop acting like you ain't got shit to do. Go to Staples, get you a pack of pens, some legal pads, nigga, and just act like you got some shit to do. Like imagine yourself to have some shit to do with this energy, because it's that powerful. Nigga be like, hey, we need somebody with pens and paper right now. I give you $100 for it, and boom, your business is started there. You know, just because you just acted off that intuition. Like, it's not to say that dreams come true on some corny shit, but it's a lot of opportunity out here for people to make money. You know,
complacency is the enemy.
And speaking of ways of making money, if like you know some magical shit, burn some roses, man. Like I burned some roses on the altar. All I know is I'm seeing my family and myself. All I know is like we find ways to make cheddar, and we're just like, damn, it's just pouring in, and so many opportunities popping up, and this is that energy for you to act on stuff. So it's just like you got all these opportunities around you, but it's so easy to be like, I mean, it's there. I use it soon. And it's just like, use it now.
Yeah.
Soon or late for a new phase come in and it's gone. One thing about life and for your life personally, you have to realize what phase you are in life for you to be able to go with change.
Do some magic, niggas.
Life's path moves on the divine feminine. So, you know, if you're standing still and you're not doing anything, then you really ain't doing anything. You know, life is about evolution, it's about evolving, getting rid of the old and bringing into the new. Yeah, complacency is the enemy, bro.
You making a lot of shit make sense to me, because it's a lot of like in the Bible. I've been reading Psalms and they've been talking a lot about the enemy. And I know for one, like if you're not basically an avenger for God, you're an enemy of God through your complacency, through your inability to be one with God, basically in your full energy, right? So you're not one with God, so therefore you are a fool.
And that just brought us full circle right there. Because we started off with the Fool, didn't we?
Yep.
Y'all got any closing words?
Shoot, man, we ain't said enough. Hey, follow me on Instagram. Check out my link tree. And yeah, man, let's make the most out of our opportunities.
Yeah, make the most out of your
You know?
opportunities. See, come check your fortune and future with me. Come get a reading. Come get a reading from the Heritage Book Club. Come check us out, and we got a lot of new books coming up. It's gonna be crazy.
Good year, man. Good year for sure.
And it's cool too because this is actually the end of the year when you think about it. So this is really like the true conclusion.
If you really think about it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, and I would just say use what you have to its fullest,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and don't worry about what you don't have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
Whatever,
powerful. That's
yeah,
powerful.
whatever is at your disposal, use the fuck out of that.
Mm-hmm. Use what you got.
Don't get stuck in comparisons.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get stuck in the comparison lifestyle. Comparing yourself to other people and what they have and what you don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on what you're working on. Find something. Find your purpose. Find your why. And just embody that.
Oh man,
This gotta be a sound. This gotta be a sound cue, bro.
It gotta be a sound effect. No,
oh man.
I can only laugh, man. Man, with that being said, man, we signing out the initiates with another video. And be sure to check out all of these guys' Instagrams, follow them, and then be sure to check the pinned comment or the first link in the description. Join the Discord for more wonderful sound effects. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.
Y'all too. Peace.